Hello, my name is Todd Silius, and thanks for downloading and watching this video tutorial on the differences between a pacing guide and a curriculum guide for the summer school program. If you are taking history, social studies, RELA, or English classes in the Compass Learning Odyssey curriculum for summer school, your course is a condensed version of the year-long course. To help students understand if they are on task, if they are on target to finish, if they are moving too quickly, if they are moving too slowly, or if they are really goal-driven and they want to finish ahead of time, we've developed a pacing guide to help answer some of those questions for both the coach and the student. For students taking math courses, and for students taking science courses, your summer school course structure is set up so that you are guided by your learning targets. In other words, using a curriculum guide, your teacher can help you identify which areas of the instruction you need to do in your course. But before we come to the curriculum guide, let's start over here with the pacing guide. At the bottom of the Pacing Guide Excel worksheet, we see two tabs, one called Curriculum and one called Textual Pacing Guide. Let's take a look at the curriculum. This curriculum lists every assignment, whether it is a quiz, test, learning activity such as a lesson, or even an Odyssey Writer or essay assignment. All of those are listed here on this page. You can also see that if you look closely, you'll be able to see there is indentations from line to line. Those indentations are very important because those represent folder structure inside of the course. For example, we see that this folder right here is called Civilizations of Islam. Then we see the next line is indented. So inside the folder Civilizations of Islam is Spread of Muslim Rule. We can also see that inside Spread of Muslim Rule there are three activities indented there. The Empire of Islam, Looking Back on Islamic Empire, and Spread of Muslim Rule. Now let's take a look inside the course so we can see what this looks like. Here's my student demonstration account, and I'm going to go into social studies. And if I do a little screen comparison here, moving this to the side, if we look over here at the pacing guide, we can see Civilizations of Islam, and there's the folder. When I click into this, I should see another folder called Spread of Muslim Rule. And also, I didn't mention it before, but we'll also see Muslim contributions in there, because the M in Muslim is lined up with the S in Spread. So those are going to be in the same folder level as well. Let's take a look. There we go. Spread of Muslim Rule and Muslim contributions. Now let's forget about Muslim contributions just for this demonstration now, and let's head into the Spread of Muslim Rule folder. When we click in there, if we notice our indentations, we'll see that there is another activity called the Empire of Islam, Looking Back on the Islamic Empire, and a lesson quiz, Spread of Muslim Rule. Let's check it out to see if it matches up over inside the course. Three icons, three different learning activities, and let's see if they match up. The Empire of Islam matches up on the guide. Looking Back on the Islamic Empire, and there's our looking back over here on the guide. And lesson quiz, Spread of Muslim Rule, lesson quiz, Spread of Muslim Rule. So as you can see, this guide should reflect what is in the course. Now, since every activity must be completed on this guide, to answer the question of am I on track, am I too far ahead, am I too far behind, what if I wanted to finish early, the second tab, the Textual Pacing Guide, can help the student and the coach answer some of those questions. This guide here, let me enlarge it so we can see it, has several different formulas in it that auto-calculate tentative due dates for assignments. In no way do these due dates mean that the student must submit the assignments at those particular dates. The summer school teacher is not expecting these dates and these assignments on those dates to be submitted. This sheet is purely for the student and coach to kind of get a sense of if they are too far behind or too far ahead, or if they are right on track, or if they want to finish early. This is simply a tool. So we can see here that the date this particular student started in this demonstration is the 5th of July, and it's set to end at the 8th of July, 8th of August. I'm sorry, the 13th of August. The Excel spreadsheet will calculate the number of days between the start and the completion date, 39 days. The number of assessments, that's what this guide lists, only the assessments, not the lessons, is 16. That number will never change. It'll always be 16. And that means from this start date to that finish date, with this number of days in between and this many assessments to be completed, on average the student has 2.4 days to complete an assessment. Now keep in mind, for every assessment that we see here, there are several learning activities and lessons before that. So this is not just 2.4 days to complete an entire lesson quiz. You have the preceding lessons that come before any one of these quizzes or tests or Odyssey Writer assignments to complete as well. Those are not calculated in here. Now, let's say for the first week of summer school, maybe you were on vacation and you couldn't start until the 12th. Well, as soon as you hit enter, you'll notice some things have changed. The number of dates between the start and the finish is now 32. And that means that there's still 16 assignments. That hasn't changed, but the days to complete the assignments are different. We now have on average about 2 days. And you can see, even though we set the 13th as our stop date, it says here on this sheet that the last date is the 14th. That is not necessarily true. This is, again, just a rough guide for you to see if you are on track or not. These dates mean nothing to revise the completion date of the summer school course. The student and coach are still responsible for completing the course by the due date that was given at the orientations. So if you see a date for an assignment that is after the due date, for example, this year the due date of the course is 8/13, disregard it. Make sure that you're able to finish this on the 13th. If you're goal-driven and you want to try and finish by the 1st of August, recalculate the dates, and you'll see that it'll roughly tell you how many assignments you have to submit, and on just about a rough estimate of which days you have to complete them on. That's a quick overview of how you can use the pacing guide. The curriculum guide for the algebra course, you'll see here it has the same folder indentation. So these mean that there's a folder called real numbers. Inside there is absolute value, and so on and so forth. This should be used kind of like a curriculum shopping list. And you can see the teacher has written which activities this particular student needs to complete based upon the learning target history that they have on record. As they scroll down, you'll notice some activities are not highlighted while others are. Again, think of this as a curriculum shopping list, and you have to complete only the highlighted areas or selected areas in this store called Algebra 1. I hope that little overview of the difference between a curriculum guide and a pacing guide is helpful for you. Again, thanks for downloading this tutorial, and good luck with your summer school courses.